Yeah, so we decided to build a model of Bampton because we've got quite a few members of our club who like to sit around reading magazines and let other people do the modelling. So I thought, well, no, come on, it's about time you showed us what you can do. So we had a flick through some magazine to see if we could find a suitable location, and we came across a photograph of Bampton in Devon. There's two Bamptons, one in Oxfordshire and one in Devon, and it looked very chocolate box, the typical archetypal Great Western branch line station. Thought this will do nicely, and so we put out the feelers out on Facebook and email, and to see if anyone had any photographs of the station. And this chap called Humphrey Berridge, who lives in the station master's house, I believe, he said, yeah, I've got a few photographs, I'll show you. So he kindly sent us a few photographs, and that's what got us started. And then there's a few books on the subject with track plans as well. And so we sat down one night in the club. We got some wallpaper, put it on the floor, and got a compass, i.e. a piece of string with a pencil around one end and a nail on the other, and we drew the radii to see how small we could get the radius of the layout, so when we built the layout it could be easily transportable. And so and then that's where the research came in then.
Yeah, you built it though so that it could go to various exhibitions across the country.
Yeah, it's a brand new layout. It's only been to 3 exhibitions. There's a couple of books being published. One's called the Ex Valley branch, which is very good, and there's one called Tiverton by Oakwood Press, and there's some good photographs in that, and there's a track plan in it as well. 2 track plans, one from the early 1900s and one from 1930s, so we chose the 1930s one. There's more tracks to it basically, so it will make a more interesting model to show in front of the public, because you need to keep things moving.
Yeah, because of course you've not just got essentially a railway station with the main line going through, you've got all the sidings and going off into the quarries and things like
not just the goods yard with a couple of sidings, a coal siding and a goods siding. You've also got the quarry going in, and that fans out into the various, I think there's 5 quarries in the immediate vicinity. So that makes the model even more interesting, more variety to keep going. And the research into the quarries themselves and the road vehicles that were used in those quarries as well, like the old Foden steam lorries.
So this all happened, if I remember rightly, actually when COVID happened.
Yes, April 2020.
So you'd done the planning before that, had you? Or
no.
All the planning happened once the lockdown started.
Yeah, a project to do at home. Once we got the original design sorted out, some of the members took various parts of the baseboards home with them and started nailing and screwing the supports of the baseboards, and we brought them all in. Into garages, the mates' garages, and set them up, see if they fitted. And they didn't at first, so we've got the saw out, and until they did fit. And then.
So how many people from your club were actually involved in building?
There was 4 originally. 2 young lads in their early teens were keen to do it, and then they got interested in computers then, and then so that was that, and 2 elder members of the club, and myself included.
I think you've done a marvellous job, I have to say, and the detail in it. I mean, I know that you had difficulty because some of the black and white photographs, you didn't know what colours things were.
No. Well, thank heavens for the Reverend. I can't remember his name now. One of the previous vicars of the church. He built a a model
Yeah.
in the vestry
Yeah.
of it, and luckily, obviously, he got the colours right because he was actually looking at the building while it was still in place. So that was a good reference.
There are several
for the
people walking
model.
around today who knew it when it was running, obviously.
Yeah.
So, oh, this brings back memories, and, you know.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be great now if it was still in place on a tourist line? That would be going up Exmoor and
Nice steam trains.
down to Barnstable to the coast, get a nice suntan.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it over to us. I know,
Pleasure.
it's, you know, all this distance from Liverpool to come down here to Little Old Bampton to bring the model. It's very absolutely fantastic,
Fine, that's fine.
and we very much appreciate it. So, thank you very much.
Pleasure, thank you. Yeah.
Lovely.